Topic 3. Ethical Principles of Confucianism. Who is the father of Confucianism? Confucius or Confuce, the philosopher Kung, whose name has been Latinized into Confucius, was born in the year 550 or 551 born Christ. In Chinese customs, men are obliged to get married at 19 and separate from their parents. Confucius, as he is known in the Western world, or Confuce, was a Chinese philosopher, political analyst, teacher, and founder of the religion or philosophy known as Confucianism in the modern world. Like Socrates in the West, Confucius was the pioneer of a new line of thought in the East. Confucianism, also known as the Ru school in Chinese philosophy, is based on the teachings of Confucius, compiled by his students and named the Lunyu or the Analects. Now proceed to the 5 basic relationships. These 5 basic relationships are the natural social relationships that essentially constitute human social life. The traditional 5 core relationships are strongly gendered, leaving out daughters and sisters, and including only wives. The 5 basic relationships: father and son, parent and child, husband and wife, elder brother or sibling and younger, ruler and minister or subject, and friend to friend. For father and son, there is affection, filial piety, and respect. For husband and wife, separate gendered roles. For siblings, there is order and propriety. For ruler and subject, there is righteousness, justice, and loyalty. And for friend and friend, faithfulness and fidelity. Father and son, also known as the filial piety. Reverence and respect given to one's parents and ancestors is the meaning of filial piety. The parent-to-child relationship in Confucianism is reciprocal, in which children serve their parents with filial piety and submission, and parents treat their children with kindness and care. The relationship is characterized strongly by father-to-son identification and the notion of family continuity. That is why in China, parents prioritize their male or son as they are the carriers of their family's name. The parent-to-child relationship naturally and spontaneously includes an emotional bond of love. This relationship is by far the core of the 5. Next is the husband and wife, also known as matrimonial piety. It is clear that the Confucian school has set a moral standard for each individual. The father is loving, the son is filial, the elder brother is caring, the younger brother is respectful, and the husband behaves righteously, the wife is willing to follow her husband. Siblings, also known as fraternal piety. Confucius hypothesized that the elder brother should take care of the younger siblings. In return, the siblings should show submissiveness to the elder brother. The ruler and subject, also known as civic piety. Unlike the parent-to-child relation, the natural bond is not affection and love. Instead, it is a sense of justice and righteousness. Ideally, the ruler should command obedience by example rather than by coercion and force. The resort to force always signifies failure. If the state is well ordered and the ruler is upright, obedience is natural. Friendship, also known as mutual piety. The relationship of friends is a mutual respect, which one becomes worthy of by being worthy of learning the classics and showing the incorporation of Confucian ideals through their thought and actions. Next is the 5 fundamental principles. Education and ritual or Li, humanity or Ren, superior man, Junzi, power or Te, and the arts of peace or Wen. First is the education, ritual or Li. Study as if you never learned enough, as if you were afraid to forget what you have learned. First is Li. As mentioned, For the Confucians, the man is in harmony with the universe. He must follow the mandate of heaven. The man must help to maintain this harmony, and knowledge, both of himself and of the designs of heaven, will be the best way. Knowledge allows developing the Li. Second is the humanity or Ren. Self-control and insistence on rights are what will result in benevolence or Ren. Benevolence comes from yourself, not from others. Ren is love to others. Generally means human-heartedness. Ren can be interpreted as both the golden and silver rule. Loving others and consciousness of other humans, it is the Confucian virtue denoting the good quality of a virtuous human when being altruistic. The third one is superior man or Junzi. The superior man is centered on justice, the vulgar in the benefit. Junzi. In Confucianism, they give the term Junzi to such superior human beings, a truly perfected person. Junzi are not perfect in the sense that they never make mistakes, but in the sense that their moral character is true, their intentions are pure, and their actions are disciplined and aligned with the moral teacher. Next is power, Te. Te is the power by which men are governed. The right thing is not implanted in society or by force or by law, but by the influence of people admired and respected. If the leader is inept, society does not work. Te. In Confucianism, the term Te refers to what might be called moral power. It is what a true leader needs in order to be able to lead and create a good and just society. The arts of peace or Wen. Let the will be set on the path of duty. Let every attainment in what is good be firmly grasped. Let perfect virtue be accorded with. Let relaxation and enjoyment be found in the polite arts. Wen, the fifth concept of Confucianism, refers to the arts of peace, and is the sum of culture in its aesthetic and spiritual mode. Confucius believed that when people take part in the arts such as music, art, poetry, and more, they become better people. The four great virtues. Humaneness. First is humaneness. One of the key virtues in Confucianism, humaneness, takes form in this passage from the Analects as a comparison to the wise. Confucianism relies on the virtues of humaneness, ritual propriety, loyalty, filial piety, and reciprocity as a set of guidelines in which to live a life of righteousness. Above all of these virtues is humaneness. Righteousness or justice. The righteousness or justice. It is an important concept in Confucianism. It involves a moral disposition to do good and also the intuition and sensibility to do so competently. Propriety. Next is propriety. This virtue teaches a man to do things in such a manner of perfect execution of actions. This virtue is primarily intended for the rituals done by the Chinese. As what Confucius said, put your heart and mind on what is being done. And wisdom. Last is wisdom. Another Confucian virtue is wisdom, which helps you to decide the best course of action when navigating ethically complex situations. In this sense, Confucian wisdom is analogous to the Greco-Roman concept of phronesis or practical wisdom. Confucianism is a philosophy and a doctrine of conduct, both social and ethical, based on the teachings of the great Chinese philosopher Confucius. His teachings are based on a specific set of principles, moral duties, and social protocols designed to create a harmonious society and a united country. It's a philosophy centered on the goal of creating a society based on value.